Caleb, status report.
I think we're an hour and a half away from the hotel, or the town. We've been driving for 2 hours already. It's a beautiful morning. Maybe the deer will be moving when we get there.
Hopefully. So Caleb and I are going back to South Dakota, but this time we are just going east of the Missouri River. We got a tip from a friend on a good public land spot for some whitetails. He's got a couple trail camera out there, cell cameras, and there's one on a food plot and then another one kind of on a river bottom trail. And he's been getting trail camera pictures of bucks all year. Some nice bucks, but at this point we're, I would say, opportunistic.
Yep.
Opportunistic. So if it has headgear, it's probably going to get an arrow slung at it. Like Caleb said, though, it's a beautiful day out. Real crispy. This will be kind of interesting because we will be also competing with the gun hunters. But I don't really think that a whole lot of guys are going to be hunting this public, but we'll see. Alright, well, Caleb and I made it to the spot where we're planning on hunting for this weekend. It's kind of a bowl, but we're going to get up on this little hill just to the north of us and kind of take a look down inside. There's supposed to be a nice food plot on here, and that's where we're going to be concentrating our efforts tonight. We're in the property pretty good, I'd say.
I think we need to look at
One over.
that. Look around a little bit more.
Do you know where we are?
What do you mean, do we know where we are?
As far as on the property?
That's that oxbow right there.
Yeah,
River's the property line.
which is not
Food
bad.
plot must be down at the bottom. That's why I want to go to this ridge over here so we can see where that food plot is. I'm guessing this is a four-wheeler trail they use to go to plant that food plot and stuff.
Right. You see that ladder stand? Straight ahead of you. There's a, I don't know, there's a tree towards the opening. You can see the ladder on the right side of the tree. Yeah, that's a ladder.
This is cowboy.
Well, not that one. We did find one scrape in here. Oh yeah. You can definitely tell that there's a lot of human and deer activity here. Cause you got that, I don't know what you call them, I never use them, but then you got scrapes and rubs all over this place. This place would have been hopping the end of October, early November. But I'm still on the search for a tree to hang my saddle in. Quit playing with your junk.
I'm fixing my belt. Tightening my pants.
So what do you think about the east side of this property?
Easy
Yeah.
walk. Ladder stand down there we can climb up in.
Yep.
Good evening spot, I think.
I think it'll be a good evening spot because it's got a food plot on there. It's all fairly tight quarters. What's up?
Letter.
Huh? We got a letter. What?
It literally says go back to MN.
Anyway, that should be a good spot for the evening, but we're gonna go check out a spot that apparently is better than the one we just scouted. Super heavy trail. Oh, I see it. It's right there. It's on that small tree. So you see that scent dripper? Straight. Oh my gosh, dude, you're blind. Come here. We're driving to find a friend's camera. It's right here.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So you got a scent dripper right there and a big old scraping. Yeah, you can see there's a big trail.
This is where that one was just running through
Yeah.
2 hours ago or 3 hours ago that he sent the picture of.
I can imagine this would be a good spot. The problem is with these swampy trees that they're hard to climb. Okay. Up and all set up. I got set up a little bit before this interview, but decided I'd get real set up before I did this. We're sitting, or at least I'm sitting on the food plot. Caleb's on the other side of it. The wind is terrible. It is right at my back, in the direction the deer are coming from. Now, why would I be doing that is because, well, I only get a day and a half to hunt. So, when you have a day and a half to hunt, you gotta send her. So we're sending it. But it's a gorgeous evening. What wind there isn't much. But kind of warm. Most likely the deer will be moving later. So that's a good thing. The wind's supposed to die down. So Caleb's on the other side of his food plot. I'm kind of in this little tree line overlooking a really big kind of opening before you get to the actual food plot behind me. I can get a shot to my left, and then how I have my step set up is that I can kind of shimmy around in the tree saddle so I can take a shot to my 11 and 1 o'clock. So yeah, that's the evening set. Hopefully we'll be seeing some deer soon. All right, so we are back at the hotel. Kind of a wacky night of hunting. Kind of weird. Because you sat in that ladder stand that was on public land, and you got kicked out by the owner, who happened to be a 50-year-old lady.
Yep.
Sound about right? 40?
She maybe wasn't 50 yet. She was probably 40, yeah.
And I was up in my tree saddle the entire time, and Caleb got out, sat next to me, and then eventually he got up and left to go and see if he can kind of glass up the rest of the property. But towards about maybe an hour before shooting time ended, I saw a real nice 150-inch buck chasing a doe, which surprised me a little bit because it's kind of the end of November, kind of post-rutty, but there are a lot of big bucks on this piece of public, so I guess it does and doesn't surprise me. Those bucks are trying to get in that last doe before it all kind of shuts down. But we got a game plan for tomorrow. We either are going to go to a smaller ravine on the western side of this public and hunt a pinch point, and then we're going to get out and then go to the western side when the wind kind of picks up a little bit. Apparently there's a real long food plot that kind of wraps around the eastern edge of this public, and we're planning on either hanging up a stand or going in the hunting public style and calling, moving throughout the day. So one or the other, that's what we're gonna do. Right, Caleb?
Yep.
South Dakota. I love hunting river bottom so much. It's cooler this morning. Feels like 25-ish degrees, but it's really around 30. Caleb is up about 60 yards, sitting on the ground. He should really get one of these. Yeah. Hopefully here in a little bit, we're showing you a big buck on the ground. Well, I gotta tell you, nothing happened. Did a grunting sequence, 2 of them actually, and a rattling sequence, nothing. We've seen neither hide nor hair of any deer. So, it's about 10 minutes before 9, so we're just gonna get out. It's a chilly morning. I don't think these river bottoms, especially right close to the river, they just don't hold any heat. And the sun's just starting to peak up. So, anyway, we're gonna get going and get some breakfast, and then we'll be back to enact our master plan for this afternoon. All right, so it's about 10 minutes before 12, and we are gleaning some things out of our packs because we are going for a hike. So I'm taking out all of the tethered stuff. I'm basically keeping my camera equipment and my kill kit because we're gonna go into this place.
About a mile.
About a mile, you think?
About a mile.
About a mile.
It's like 0.9 miles.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in there, the hunting public style. We're gonna go to that food plot that we started off in, but we're gonna go all the way to the eastern edge of this public. And there's a real big oxbow. And what we're going to do is the wind is coming out of the west. It's not very much wind, but when the breeze picks up, it's going to be west, maybe a little bit to the southwest. But it's going to be blowing all of our scent out onto the water across to private property. So we have no issue of being winded. But all along this eastern edge of this oxbow, according to Onyx, it looks like there's a food plot there. So we're going to work our way up slowly alongst that the food plot, and we're going to be grunting, calling, things like that. And it's November 28th, so the rut is really starting to wind down. But I saw 150-incher, about 150-inch 10-point, chasing a doe yesterday, so that's giving us a little bit of hope that this will work. But like I said, we're keeping the saddle things in the truck or the car just so that we can keep lightweight, because if we have to pack this thing out, we're gonna have to quarter it, we're gonna have to haul it. So we're trying to be as lightweight as possible. Any closing remarks, Caleb?
I don't think so.
All right, so I want to give you guys a better idea of kind of what our plan is. Right now the wind's kind of coming over my back. I'm facing kind of the northeast. The wind is kind of coming from the west. I'm just kind of overlooking this big oxbow that we're going to be hunting. So we're going to be hunting kind of starting in that area and moving our way north, which would be to the left. Single deer come by here. Yeah. So this plan, we're right where we want to be, but it ain't good. The only thing that can explain this is if Onyx maps are like 3 years old, because it shows a very prominent food plot down here. And it's all just flooded, dead ground, dead trees. It was obviously under the river for the last 2 years. This ground is dead. Yeah, it's not holding any moisture. Yeah. And all these. It's got river sand in it, is what it is, and that makes stuff not grow. Like, look right there. There's a corn cob. Guarantee the river brought the corn cob in. Onyx, update your maps. So we're kind of at a loss. Because all this ahead of us here to the east is probably bedding. Because our plan was we were going to be on the inside of this food plot, rattling and grunting and stuff, trying to pull bucks out. But, I mean, if I was a deer, I wouldn't want to be right here. I would want to be with somewhere where it's shaded. So, we'll figure out what we're going to do next, here in a little bit. I don't know, I'm sure like Crispy and stuff hire them, but hunting public, they just call it intern. I know. I'm sure they get college credit for it. No, I don't think they do it for college. I bet they do, because it's an internship at a show. Oh, I suppose. We're arguing about what are the tough parts of being a hunter and a cameraman at the same time. But man, we've done a lot of moving. We've gone all the way around this oxbow. Now we're close to the bend in the river where I saw that 150-inch buck chasing that doe yesterday. But just a lot of ups and downs. But this place would have been hopping during end of October during the rut. Now that it's rifle season, we haven't even jumped a deer. Well, we jumped a doe yesterday. But not in this area. I don't know, man. I think our chances are slim to none to kill something tonight. Which is, it's a sad thought because our hopes were so high coming in. But a lot of things change once that rifle season opens up. A lot of it changes the entire land. That, and also, it's the post-rut. Deer aren't running around all over the place. So, yeah, the cameras were hopping until about, a week and a half ago. Right when rifle season started up. About a week and a half ago. And then all of a sudden it was actually like a day, like 2 or 3 days before rifle season opened up is when the cameras shut down. But we still had high hopes. There was still bucks on camera just at night. Middle of the night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Our thought is, if any deer moved to the inside of the willows where I saw that buck chasing that doe, or at least moving with that doe, we're going to be able to get a good look at it. I don't know how far away that is, but we're going to see them first before they see us by a long shot. And then the trail is just right there. And this stuff is loud. It's dry pheasant grass, essentially. So if there are deer coming from the south and going up to where we think the deer are bedding, we're going to be able to see them, and then I'm going to get a point-blank shot. I can aim right down my arrow. So yeah, if this doesn't pan out, we're gonna pack up, turn in our keys, hit Cabela's, and go home. Right, Caleb? We will see him. It's 300 yards to where we can see the opening. Yep. 330 yards. Yep. So, that's the plan. With any luck, we'll at least get a least see some deer. We haven't seen any deer today. Well, not one. Well, we almost hit one with the car on the way out here. We were about 6 inches away from whacking one.